Welcome to our U.S. briefing show. Today, we're diving into some exciting international moves. First up, the U.S. is beefing up its presence in the Pacific, deploying B-1B strategic bombers and advanced missile systems like HIMARS to Japan and the Philippines. This show of strength is all about deterring China's military ambitions around Taiwan and reinforcing the first island chain. It's a strategic game of chess, signaling U.S. commitment to regional stability and challenging China's defenses. Next, we turn to Southeast Asia, where Indonesia is walking a diplomatic tightrope. The country is maintaining a balanced relationship with both the US and China, emphasizing regional influence and neutrality. During its first 2+2 dialogue with China, Indonesia reinforced cooperation on trade and intelligence, while still strengthening ties with the US. It's a delicate dance, asserting Indonesia's role as a regional mediator amidst US-China rivalry. Finally, in the world of finance, Hong Kong stocks are feeling the heat. The Hang Seng Index dipped 0.3% as US-China tariff tensions linger, casting a shadow on investor sentiment. Despite this, markets like the S&P 500 in the US surged 1.7%, showing resilience amid ongoing trade uncertainties. It's a reminder that global markets are closely tied to diplomatic moves and trade policies, making for an unpredictable but fascinating landscape. Please continue to watch for more detailed insights. According to the South China Morning Post, the United States is actively strengthening its military presence along the First Island Chain, a strategic line stretching from Okinawa to Taiwan and the Philippines, to deter China's expanding influence and military ambitions. The deployment of B-1B strategic bombers to Japan, along with the stationing of U.S. Marine littoral regiments equipped with high-mobility artillery rocket systems, HIMARS, on Japan's southwestern islands, exemplifies this effort. These advanced weapons systems, including the recent delivery of HIMARS to Taiwan and the deployment of MQ-4C Triton reconnaissance drones in Okinawa, serve as powerful signals of U.S. resolve, designed to counter China's anti-access area denial, A2D2, missile systems and to threaten Chinese naval movements. The presence of U.S. submarines like the USS Seawolf further amplifies deterrence, creating a complex web of military assets aimed at raising the costs of Chinese assertiveness and ensuring regional stability amidst escalating tensions over Taiwan and the South China Sea. The South China Morning Post also details Indonesia's deliberate diplomatic balancing act, as it seeks to maintain balanced and constructive relations with both China and the United States amid ongoing strategic competition. During high-level talks in Beijing, Indonesia emphasized its commitment to multilateralism and its role as a regional mediator, advocating for cooperation in intelligence, transnational crime, and reforming international systems to be more inclusive. Indonesian Foreign Minister Sugiono's remarks highlighted Jakarta's desire to remain neutral, asserting that relations with both superpowers are vital for Indonesia's development. This stance aims to reassure Washington of Indonesia's strategic independence while allowing Jakarta to leverage its position to enhance its influence regionally. Despite the nuanced diplomacy, experts suggest that Indonesia's close defense ties with the U.S., including stronger military cooperation and potential collaboration with China, could influence future geopolitical alignments, prompting cautious moves by Washington to safeguard its interests in Southeast Asia. In the realm of economic policy, the South China Morning Post reports that the Trump administration is contemplating easing tariffs on the U.S. car industry amid intense lobbying from automakers worried about rising costs and potential job losses. The proposals under consideration include exempting certain car parts from tariffs, particularly those compliant with the U.S.-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, and avoiding additional duties on steel and aluminum imports that would compound existing tariffs. These potential adjustments come as the industry faces significant disruptions to its integrated North American supply chains, threatening higher vehicle prices and reduced profitability. President Trump's recent comments suggest a possible shift in tariff strategy, although no final decision has been made. The industry's plea to protect low-cost components underscores the delicate balance between trade policies and economic stability, with automakers eager to prevent tariffs from undermining their competitiveness and employment prospects in the U.S. market. According to Reuters Breaking Views, Japan's Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba demonstrates a strategic stance against the Trump administration's aggressive trade demands, emphasizing that Japan will not sacrifice its national interests for a quick deal. Despite the significant volume of Japanese exports to the U.S., including $150 billion worth of goods last year, Japan's negotiators left Washington without signing a new agreement, as the U.S. insisted on no special treatment regarding the impending 24% tariffs. Ishiba's firm refusal to cave, coupled with Japan's calculated use of the deadline to leverage negotiations, signals a broader message that Tokyo is prepared to play hardball. This stance not only underscores Japan's resilience but also serves as a template for other nations to challenge Trump's unilateral approach, potentially emboldening global resistance to U.S. trade pressures amid fears of economic fallout. The South China Morning Post highlights the complexities of U.S.-China relations amid Trump's renewed tariff threats, emphasizing that China's strategic resilience is rooted in a well-diversified global trade network. While the U.S. under Trump seeks to leverage tariffs as a bargaining tool, China has responded with calm diplomacy, emphasizing mutual respect and economic cooperation. The article points out that China's efforts, such as deepening ties with the European Union and revitalizing regional alliances with Japan, South Korea, and Southeast Asian nations, are effectively countering U.S. isolation. Public sentiment in China also plays a role, with patriotic pride fueling support for Xi Jinping's tough stance. Meanwhile, Trump's unpopularity among U.S. allies and domestic opposition, combined with economic warnings from experts about recession risks, suggest that the American approach may be more damaging than beneficial, risking global economic stability and diplomatic cohesion. The South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong's financial markets are reacting negatively to the ongoing U.S.-China trade tensions, with the Hang Seng Index dropping amid cautious investor sentiment. The uncertainty was compounded by statements from U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, indicating that the White House has not offered to cut tariffs unilaterally, which dampens hopes for a swift resolution. Meanwhile, the U.S. markets experienced a rally after Trump's administration signaled a more nuanced approach to China, focusing on broader issues beyond tariffs, such as subsidies and non-tariff barriers. The article also notes that the volatility extends to the mainland Chinese stock markets, with some companies debuting with impressive gains. Additionally, there is speculation about Hong Kong's currency policy, with suggestions that the city might consider shifting away from its dollar peg to a basket of currencies, especially given the geopolitical uncertainties and potential U.S. policy shifts that could impact the local economy. The New York Times reports on Donald Trump's recent executive orders aimed at transforming American higher education by scrutinizing foreign donations and reforming college accreditation processes. Trump's administration criticizes the accreditation agencies for allegedly relying on woke ideology rather than merit, signaling a shift toward a more merit-based system. Meanwhile, Trump has also targeted Ukraine's President Zelensky, accusing him of jeopardizing peace negotiations by refusing to recognize Russia's annexation of Crimea, implying a willingness by the U.S. to accept Crimea as Russian territory in future peace talks. These moves reflect Trump's broader efforts to reshape domestic policies and international diplomacy, with critics arguing that his tariffs and policies have caused economic chaos and legal battles, including lawsuits from multiple states. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation details Australia's strategic push to develop critical minerals amid geopolitical tensions, especially with China's dominance over the global supply chain. Despite abundant resources like lithium, zirconium, and tungsten, Australia struggles to attract investment due to China's control and market volatility. The Australian government, under both Labor and Coalition, is attempting to support mining projects through subsidies, stockpiles, and regulatory reforms, aiming to secure supply and strengthen alliances, particularly with the U.S. However, political disagreements persist over the effectiveness of these initiatives, and Australia's efforts to negotiate exemptions from Trump's tariffs have faced setbacks, illustrating the complex balancing act of fostering a domestic critical minerals industry while competing globally. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Turn on the TV screen, see the world unseen. China's on the news tonight, history in the spotlight. Scroll through my phone again, find out where to begin. Stories from the east to west, learning from the very best. News in China every day, learning in a fun new way. From the cities to the farms, feel the heartbeat, feel the charm. Ancient tales and modern times, mountains high and river rhymes, culture rich in every town, golden driving never down. Every headline a new friend, from beginning to the end, connecting hearts through every word. China story always heard. News in China every day, learning a fun new way. From the cities to the farms, feel the heartbeat, feel the charm. Every headline a new friend, from beginning to the end, connecting hearts through every word. China story